What's going on, guys? Nick Foy here with FoyGolfAcademy.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to hit a 300-yard drive. So the first thing we want to talk about here, on our screen here, we have these different tiles down below. So each of these different tiles represents different analytics we can look at with our swing. So the first one we've got here is carry. So this is an example drive that I just hit with about 70-80% power for a different video I was filming. Alright, so what we're going to notice is that carry, we have total yardage, we have smash factor, club path, angles, speed, spin, and count. Alright, so carry in total, this is going to be our yardage. Obviously that we're watching how far the ball flies in the air, how far it goes total, once it lands on the ground and it rolls. Then we've got smash factor. Smash factor is where you have a club speed. So in my case, that last swing, I swung the club 104 miles an hour, and then we had a ball speed of 132 miles per hour. So smash factor just takes your ball speed and divides it by your club speed. So 132 divided by 104, and they come up with a 1.27 smash factor. Now ideally we want a smash factor around 1.5. That tells you that you're hitting the ball square on the club face. If you're not hitting the ball very well off the face, if your ball striking is not very good, you're going to have a lower smash factor. Alright, club path, this shows us how the angle of the face was. So it was aimed to the right about 8.5 degrees. We can see that on the chart there. We have an angled shot going off to the right there. We can see our launch angle. So with driver, most drivers have a number on them. So in this case, my Titleist driver has a 9.5. So 9.5 would be the loft of the driver. So launch angle, we want to see a launch angle between 11 and 14. When you can hit with a decent launch, that's going to help carry the ball farther. It's going to help you get more distance. Now we don't want to hit with too much spin. If we're launching the ball super high, it probably is going to have lots of backspin on it, because that backspin is what's making that golf ball go really high into the air. So in this case, our backspin here was 2175. So that's a little bit lower flighted of a golf ball. If you're hitting with 4,000 or 4,500 on your spin, that's going to be a higher ball flight. All right, so now that we understand the numbers a little bit, in order to get a 300-yard drive, I'm going to try to get my swing speed from 104 up to about 120 to 125, and we're going to look for that ball speed to be about 160 to 165 miles per hour for me typically. Now, if I'm swinging at 120 miles an hour and we have a 1.5 smash factor, we need to have that ball speed really around a 180 mile per hour, but I'm not hitting the ball as square on my face as I can be, and that's something I'm going to be working on in future videos, showing you how I'm getting an improved smash factor, where I'm making better contact on the face with my golf ball. So again, club speed, you're going to see 120 to 125, ball speed 165-ish, and then we're going to see a launch angle ideally around 11 to 12 degrees. This is going to combine to give me about a 300-yard drive. So let's see if we can get it done. All right, so to set up for this drive, we're gonna put the ball right off our front foot. So you can have it, off the toe of your front foot. You can have it off the heel of your front foot, a little more inside of your foot, off the heel if you want. I prefer to get it a little bit more forward. That helps when I'm coming through to get that launch, so that my club, as it's coming in, it bottoms out behind the ball a little bit, and then it starts to go back up into the air, so that by the time it catches that golf ball, it's already on an upswing. That's gonna help me launch that ball higher. So putting it further forward in your stance is going to help improve your launch a little bit. And then I always step away from my golf ball a little bit. So normally if I set the club down here, you're going to notice the ball's ahead of the club. So I might move forward just a little bit more. But for me, I like to start the ball more on the toe of my face, because I am swinging out, and I'm swinging out to the right. So my arms are going to get extended away from my body more. And so if I was lined up normal to the ball, in my particular case, if I swing out like that, I'm either going to whip the ball or it's going to hit the heel of my club, because my club's going to come in out here. So I try to back off the ball a little bit more, start it on the toe, sometimes outside of the toe of my club, so that by the time I get to that ball, it's square on the center of the face. And then what we're going to do, we're going to tilt the shoulders back a little bit. Again, this is going to help us get some of that launch that we need to launch that golf ball. And then swing speed just comes down to, one, having some strength. If you've got muscle and strength, you can hit the ball hard. If you use your legs, if you know how to, create power from the ground up as you're swinging with those lower body, your hips, your legs, that's going to generate power. Some people can generate power, releasing the club with the wrists and the hinge when they hinge it, and they come down and they really release those wrists into the golf ball. So there's different ways people create power. Some people go with their legs, some people go with an upper body strength. So really it's about creating that torque, that twist. So when we take that club back, our lower body stays more quiet, our upper body does the turn. We want to get this shoulder turned to about 90 degrees of our target line. And so when we get fully turned, we've created a lot of torque here. We've got our lower body that's restricting, we've got our upper body that's twisted around. So by the time we start that downswing, all of that unwinds real fast. And that allows us to whip into the golf ball as quick as we can. All right? So again, we're gonna go more over each individual thing. Now let's go ahead and just hit a couple example shots here, showing you kind of all the different factors, how they play together. All right, so this first shot here, we can look at the numbers. It carried 280 total. We had a carry of about 268, so we got about 13 yards of roll out there. Now you're gonna notice my launch angle was 15 degrees, so that golf ball got launched a lot higher than I wanted to. Again, for me to hit a 300-yard drive, I need that launch angle to be around 11 to 13 degrees. So I hit it a little bit higher than I wanted to. That caused it to carry pretty far, but it also had backspin on it, so it didn't roll out quite as far. It only went 281. So I need to get that ball flight lower down on this next shot. That's gonna help it get some more rollout, and we might get it 300. Now if we take a look at speed, we had club speed of 123, we had ball speed 162. So our club speed, our ball speed are almost up to the numbers I was talking about earlier. If I could get my smash factor better, then we'd see a lot higher ball speed for that kind of a club speed. Professional golfers, they're swinging 115, 120, 125, and they've got ball speeds that are gonna be 170, 175, 180. And so my ball speed's falling behind because of that smash factor. I'm not smashing that golf ball on the center of the face. All right, so the second drive, we got 292, so we're getting closer to 300. This one carried 274 and it went 292. So this time we got 18 yards of rollout. Last time we had 13 yards. So we got more roll this time, and that's because our launch angle was a lot better. We had a 12-degree launch angle. That's a much better looking ball flight. Our backspin came down. Instead of being up above 3,000, we're now down to 2,800. So again, that helped us get that flight down, helped us get more roll. So we picked up some extra yards once it landed on the ground. We can see our launch angle again being at 12 degrees. So this is a good typical ball height for me. If you're launching it at 7, 8 degrees, that means you're probably shutting the face at impact. So in order to get that launch angle higher, you want to be, having that club coming upwards as it strikes the ball. So moving the ball maybe a little more forward in your stance. Speed-wise, this time we hit at 292 and we only had 118 mile per hour club speed. But we had 163 mile per hour ball speed still. So what this means is that our smash factor went up. We had a slower club speed than the last time, but we hit the ball further because we were able to transfer more energy into the golf ball and get a higher ball speed. So we were able to make better contact on the face this time, and we were able to get a longer drive as well as, a better ball flight with the lower launch angle. All right, so that one went 280. Again, we had a 11.4 degree launch angle. So again, good ball flight there. Club speed this time was up to 124, but our ball speed was still around 163 where it was last time. So smash factor went back down to 1.31. So we didn't catch it as well as we could have on the face. If I could have hit it on the face better ball contact, with that club speed of 124, this ball should have easily probably gone 300 this time because we had the launch angle, we had the high club speed, we just had a little bit too much backspin, so we didn't quite get as much rollout. This time we only got 13 yards, and when it landed at 266, it rolled 13 yards to 279. But overall, you can't complain if you're hitting them, with a slight draw dead straight down the fairway and they're going 280. But again, hitting 300 is a lot harder to do if you're not making good contact on the face. So I think that's the big takeaway here. To hit 300-yard drives, you got to have really good contact on the face. That's where a lot of people lose distance. When you start slicing, when you start hooking, you're giving up yardage because that golf ball is being struck on the toe or on the heel of the face, and it's causing, that ball to go offline. So if we can hit them dead straight, dead center of the face, you're going to see a lot more distance in your golf game. All right, so this shot, we had a 116 for the club speed, so our club speed went down this time, but our ball speed again stayed around 163, so our smash factor's up to 1.4. So much better contact on the face this time. Launch angle was only 9.3. We kind of hit a low hook shot. You can see based on the chart, it hooked off to the left. So we got more rollout because it was, a hook or a draw. We got more roll on the ball. Our backspin was only 2,600, so not as much backspin. When we hit slices, you're gonna notice that there's a lot more backspin on a fade or on a slice. When you hit draws and hooks, you're gonna have a lower spin rate because, it's just different types of spin you're putting on the ball. So overall, we got the ball roll out 20 yards. It still went 287, even though we only swung the club 116 this time because we got better contact on the ball and we got more rollout because we had a lower spin rate. All right, so this one I'm gonna actually try to muscle as hard as I can. This isn't recommended when you start to lose control of your swing by overdoing it. I've been swinging 80, 85%, but I'm gonna try to get about 100% here and see if we can get one to go 300 by really trying to go after it with 100% strength. All right, so that one went 288. Smash factor was our lowest smash factor yet, 1.29. Our ball speed was only 165 when we had 128 mile/hour swing speed. So that's really fast. That's professional level swing speed right there, 128 miles an hour. But for our ball speed to only be 165, again, I didn't catch the ball very clean on the club face. I didn't make the best contact, so we didn't get a fast ball speed like we should have for that kind of swing speed. So that's our smash factor being 1.29. That's one of our lowest smash factors yet. If we could get that up, we would have easily gone over 300 yards with 128 mile/hour swing speed. Spin, we're around 3,100 here, had a launch angle around 11 degrees. Nice draw. I mean, overall, the result of the shot is good. It would have been down the middle of the fairway, a slight draw. Club was 4.6 degrees to the right, so we started our club path out to the right a little bit, and then it drew back, and it would have been just left of center, but we would have been in the fairway. So not a bad drive overall, 288. Again, we came up short of going 300 yards because we're just not catching the ball on the face as good as we can. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed today's video, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. Share this channel with a friend who plays golf. Let's get more people into the game, learning how to play golf. And it'll be more fun for you and your friends if you guys can go out and play better rounds of golf after implementing these different tips in these videos. So I appreciate you being here, giving me some time to watch today's tips and lessons. You can find more about our training programs, our drills, our different practice plans that we have available for golfers to utilize at FoyGolfAcademy.com, which will be linked below in this YouTube video.